I went, holy, you're Julius Peppers? I didn't know you were this big. And he just looked at me and smiled, like with the same look most guys give me, like,
right.
You're crazy, Sims. Yo, what up? It's Chris Sims. It's Chris Sims Unbuttoned. I'm here, Connor Rogers. I'm the crazy one. I gotta balance that out, and I got a sane one here. Okay, so I'm crazy. He's sane. He's got smarts. I'm a little bit, spout off guy. Okay, that's what we are. That's
all
why
about balance.
It's balance, right? Yes. We gotta have that, certainly. That's always a funny story, seeing guys like that in the NFL who are crazy freaks of nature.
Just the reactions. All they could do is laugh. Yeah. Like, what else are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly right. It's just, NFL players in general, I think if people saw them more on a regular basis, would be shocked of all the sizes, shapes they all come in, right? And just how many of the really good ones where you just would go, oh, now I get why he's good. That guy is built different than any guy I've ever seen in my life, whether that's an A.J. Brown, right, or a Patrick Surtain at corner, right, or a Lawrence Taylor, whatever.
You brought
the special
Peppers,
play,
which is
right?
Like just, he's
exactly.
the pinnacle example.
The special players are usually special for a reason. It's very rarely the special ones just look like Johnny on the corner on Fifth Avenue, New York City. Right? They have a body and a build that is crazy, and it makes them different even on an NFL field.
I feel like you could show a non-football fan a picture of Myles Garrett and be like, do you think this guy's good at sports? And they'd be like, yes, I think he's very good at sports.
He's good at something and being strong.
Athletic, and
100%.
We are going to dive into the Browns defense today because it was quite the performance in their upset win over the Packers. We're going to keep the film reviews going. We're going to talk Michael Penix. The Falcons offense just completely fell apart. We'll do a little Rookie of the Week and to look ahead to Week 4. We're going to do a little bit more what's more likely across a couple different games.
Right.
So, Chris, let's jump right into this film review of Michael Penix because there's bad and then there's this, especially for a guy that we haven't really seen this from yet in his college career and NFL career. Penix in Week 3, 18-36, 172 yards. He didn't throw a touchdown. He throws 2 picks. The Falcons did not cross Carolina's 30-yard line, by the way. And they got blown out by a team that they were favored by 5.5 points against.
Yeah.
There's a fallout from this, and we're going to get into the Penix aspect in just a second. Zach Robinson, their play caller, he's going from the booth to the sideline. More on that later.
Yep.
They fire their wide receiver coach, Ike Hilliard, which, unless there's something I don't know, is the ultimate random fall guy move.
It seems like that. I will say that. And I feel bad for Ike. I mean, I played with Ike in Tampa Bay. I mean, Ike is as good a human being as it comes. He loves football. Right, he's got a real nuanced knowledge of wide receiver position. Yes, it feels like it was like, wait, we're bad. We're not doing good on the offense. I can't fire the OC, but the owner or somebody wants me to do something on the offensive side of the ball that shakes things up. So let me fire the wide receiver coach. I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe we'll hear more about that.
Right.
Either way, it wasn't good on the offensive side of the ball, and it wasn't good by Michael Penix Jr. I mean, it was really not good, like as bad as you can imagine. And what caught my eye, and listen, I think I need to start off and go, I apologize to Zach Robinson. I apologize. Right? Week 1 is Week 1 against Tampa Bay. Okay, there were some shaky spots early in the game, but at the end they started to move the ball, and you go, Week 2 is up in Minnesota. Right? Again, it wasn't perfect, but you're like, hey, it's Minnesota. They do a lot of crazy stuff.
It's a weird script of a game,
it's
too.
Not
they
easy
didn't have
to
do
throw,
much.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not easy to throw the ball in them, so you kind of gave Penix and the offense, maybe the benefit of the doubt to a degree. I came on here Sunday night with McCourty real quick, and it was just like, one, I'm not going to lie. This game wasn't center of attention for me on Sunday. And I kind of said, I think, a comment to him on Sunday night, like, I didn't see a lot of replays, or at least replays in the game where the announcers were showing me people open and he was being missed. Well, I apologize to you, to Zach Robinson, because people were open everywhere. Everywhere. Michael Penix, it was as bad as you can imagine. I am amazed by it. I've never seen Michael Penix look like this. And I know it's still early on in his NFL career, but, back to college, whatever. Missed throws, missed reads, clocking his head totally off. I mean, it's one thing after another. And that's where it just led to a total blah performance by Michael Penix and the passing offense. Mechanically, let me just hit on that first. When he's a lefty, when he throws to his right side, he's so closed, he has to swing open. right? So, again, he's so close like this, but he's throwing it over here, and then he decides to throw, and he just swings open and throws it. That's not what you're supposed to do.
Right?
No,
you can't. Yeah.
Right? I mean, let's take real technicians, Brady or Joe Burrow right now. They wouldn't be like here and go, wait, I'm going to throw a comeback and just one swoop, just go, boom, and just turn their whole body and step in the bucket and not really step to the target. They would go, hey, I'm down the field. Let me get my body over here, boom, and then turn into it and create some opposites and make a throw that way. So that's one thing. Now, on the other side, the lefty, to his open side, it's the exact opposite. He never gets closed enough. He stays wide open. So here he is. I'm looking center down the field, and he's going to throw an out route, and he keeps his body just like this and tries to throw it out there with all arm instead of getting anything to go over there, shoulder, body, feet, any of that. So that's an issue right there, right off the bat. Let alone on top of that, there's plays where I go, wait, he didn't take a hitch to throw the ball, and that's a play you take a hitch to throw the ball, right? So right there is just like, yeah, you can't expect to hit the bullseye every time you throw the ball, even if you got super talent with mechanics like that, right? And that's why mechanics are what they are. We've had this conversation because those days where you're like, wait, I don't really have the feel today. I don't have it. That's where your mechanics make you still look like you have it and people don't know, right? Like Brady's off day was like, I was 20 for 25. But if I was on today and really like had my feel, this was a day I should have gone 24 or 25. But we don't even know. And that's what good mechanical quarterbacks do, and that is certainly affecting him and what we're seeing on the field right now.
I think what's so concerning, too, this is a guy that you draft because you love his ability to throw the ball down the field. He only has 5 attempts this season of 20-plus yards.
No.
He hasn't completed one of them, by the way. He's 0 for 5. This was his special skills. And then you look at his ability to throw outside the numbers because he can reach outside the numbers, sideline to sideline. I mean, Chris, in the 10 to 19 yard range on the left side, he's 3 for 10. On the right side, he's 3 for 8. So he's throwing the middle of the field well in the intermediate. But this is a guy, when you watch him throw to Rome Odunze and Jalen Polk and all these guys in college, he could just stress areas of the coverage that the coverage can't account for.
Exactly.
And this offense is showing none of that, but there are not a lot of attempts of that.
No, there's not. And then I would say, watching this game back, there was some attempts that should have been attempted and they were turned down. And he this is where I went into the clock being off in his head. There's a number of throws where you just go, first drive of the game, they got a third down. Pitts is running down the middle of the field. wide open. It's like, if he just puts it anywhere near him, he's going to walk in for a touchdown. He doesn't even give it a chance. Doesn't give it a chance. Like, doesn't really look at it and then just throws the ball outside and throws a ball that's like, wait, he's covered. Why did you throw to him? That's out of bounds. There was a lot of that. There was a lot of plays where I was like, wait, you checked it down. The pocket was good. And this is the coverage for this play. Like, this guy's going to be wide open for a big play, and he's already got it down. So that's what I mean with the clock in his head. Or plays where I just go, Michael Penix, like, I've seen you before go, okay, right? Like, I'm a little off rhythm, but I know this guy's about to come open 20 yards down the field. My pocket's good. What am I rushing to get the ball to my hands? I've seen you so many times just go, wait, okay, I know I'm supposed to, on the first hitch, throw to the guy, my first read down the field, and the second hitch should go to the underneath guy. But really great quarterbacks have a feel of going, wait, the first hitch went by, but I can see he's still about to pop open for a huge play, and this is the coverage we wanted. So I'm going to take another hitch. I'm going to break the rules of what the quarterback coach said. The coach ain't going to say shit if you hit the guy for 25 yards down the middle of the field, right? So there's a lot of those where I'm just man, that's not the Michael Penix Jr. I know. So that, you talk about mechanics being bad, clocking the head off to where you're going, wait, you're not even giving the first and second read a chance to develop. You've already moved off it and gone somewhere else. That's bad. And then, of course, the turnovers on top of it. The turnovers, both interceptions. I'd love for you to, you want to watch the pick six real quick? You pull it up. I'll filibuster while you do it. Yeah. The pick six he throws, first off, he was on the wrong side of the field sometimes. He turned down open guys repetitively. He throws the pick six to Cam Smith-Wade, and the play is for Rodney McLeod. Rodney McLeod's wide open. Wait till you see him, right? Coming in there. Look at it on the bottom of your screen.
And it goes right back to your opening point of his shoulders.
His shoulders are
because he's throwing
downfield.
So I'll walk through exactly what's happening here.
It.
Chris, jump in at any point on things you want to stop me on.
No, you
So
go.
he's in shotgun. They run motion to the right. He's throwing. He's looking right. It looks like he's looking for, I think it's Kyle Pitts on just a quick out. Like it's almost like a speed out off of the
Which
motion.
I would say he probably could have thrown.
He's open. If the ball is on time, it's 2nd and 8. Clearly, he wants more. This would get them to about 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4, but you'd take that, honestly. It's the beginning of the second half. Who cares? You're only down 10-0.
Yes, it's 10-0.
Right, you're not playing in a script that you're panicking about.
So now go across your reads. It's really supposed to grow across to the field.
Is it a high-low on the right side?
It's on the right side, right. He's kind of just going, he can go right 1 to 2. There's a guy, I think that might be, there's a receiver running like a curl route.
Yep.
And I understand him turning down the throw because the linebacker's kind of like inching towards there, so he doesn't throw it. But then he just flips without moving his body, his legs, or anything, and just throws to the back running a swing route. And the third part of the read is Rodney McLeod running it into your vision, and he's wide open, as you say, right? He's wide open, let alone he might have had the ability to just start there from the get-go in this coverage here. But he doesn't even give Rodney McLeod a chance, and he just goes right to the back out of the backfield and doesn't see the underneath defender who's just reading his eyes, and he just throws it right into his chest.
Yeah, and he keeps his body still almost pointed to the right in the middle, but he just
tries to use his arm and just to flick it over there.
Yeah, and then Bijan is already so far into like the little swing route that you I mean, quite frankly, you just can't throw this.
No,
in the
you
NFL.
can't throw that.
Like maybe that's a learning point.
Yes.
But like you said, it is so surprising for a guy that at Washington was so flawless, going from like 1, 2, 3 and different like side to side, that when he gets to 3 on the left side, it's open. And rather than trusting the protection and readjusting his body, he just goes check down, but it's thrown. Check down is thrown like this. Almost like a shot.
Yeah, exactly right.
Kind of
I mean, his body is lined up to throw a curl on the right, and he throws a swing route to the left, to the wide side of the field, with
outside
the guy way outside the numbers, and he's on the right hash. Right. So that I hope that paints a picture. Right, it's a little all over the place. In his second interception later in the game, there's people open on the right side of the field. He's way late coming back left on an out route, comeback route to the left, and it's like no doubt about it. Okay, yeah, the ball's late, and it's an interception. Boom, that's all there is to it. And maybe I'm wrong about this one. Maybe there was nobody open on this one on the right side of the field.
It's a 4th and 8, so he has to get the ball to the sticks. And to be fair, 3 of the 5 routes, actually maybe 4 of the 5, because Pitts kind of drifts it.
There, right?
He has to get the ball to the sticks. There's not a ton there. The protection was okay.
Yeah.
It was fine, but I think
what I would like to see here, and go to the end zone view. What I would like to see on the second interception, again, here is the protection's okay? And when you get there, I feel like he had a chance maybe to throw the crosser a little bit, like down the middle. And again, it just goes into the speaking of the clock being off and not feeling comfortable. But again, I'm not going to, be too picky here. There's a ton of plays, right? Trust me, where he missed open receivers, not only with the throw or just not reading it right or not giving the play time to develop, let alone he made some mistakes. And, that was a bad loss and a bad look for him. They're making some adjustments.
Well, let's talk about the adjustments. Let's talk about getting this right, because this is a player that I know you believed in the talent. I'm a huge fan of Michael Penix, and as bad as this looked on Sunday, they've made some moves. We talked about Ike Hilliard, which is probably an unfair move, but I think the more notable one for Michael Penix in the short term is Zach Robinson, the play caller. He's been up in the booth. He's going down to the sideline. For you as a quarterback, what did you prefer? And like to a fan that has never played quarterback in the NFL or even at college, because this goes on as well, what are the differences for the quarterback?
Right.
Because for the coach, obviously, we know a lot of that, but for the quarterback.
The coach is just losing one thing. He can't see the bird's eye view of everything, right? But now he's on the sideline, and really, I mean, good coaches can see the field on the sideline. You're on the field all the time in practice, whatever else. I mean, that's the view you're used to. So it shouldn't be that big of an issue. I think the other thing that you gain the advantage of and that I liked, right, because I was with Gruden and Josh McDaniels, who called the plays, and they were on the sidelines. And when I was in Tennessee, Mike Heimerdinger was the OC, and a lot of the times he was up in the booth. That's usually where he stayed, right? And not that it's a horrible thing, but I think it's good to have, one, you're on the sideline as a play caller. Okay, you get a little bit more of a feel for the game. You do get a more like, oh, wait, we're the more physical team out here, right? When you come off the sidelines, linemen are like, hey, run the ball. Like, we can push these guys around. So you hear stuff like that. Or on the vice versa, you could see the O-line's like all shook and like, oh, shit, we can't block anybody. And you're like, okay, maybe I got to get to my screen games and do a little more max protect and stuff like that, right? Also within that, you get a feel for your quarterback and just the human emotions he's going through a little bit to see it. And I think when you're on the sideline too, like when you're up in the booth, you're always like, oh, you could have hit that. You could have hit that.
Start
when
thinking
you're
about what happened.
When you're on the sideline, sometimes you're like, man, these guys are big. Ooh, they are around our quarterback a little bit. It's not as – he might have been open downfield, but I saw our quarterback had like 3 people around him. Where on the booth, sometimes you just go, he was open down there, right? I think there's that aspect. So I think it's one. And then you get to communicate with your quarterback and have that conversation and get to look at him in the eye and go, wait, do I need to calm him down? Is he calm, and is he really giving me the answers right away as he come off the field that I want to hear, that'll give me the confidence to call the plays I really want to call the next play, right? So that's what I think is gained from that. And I think that's a positive, right? I tell you, when I was starting in Tampa Bay, if I came off the line and came off the field, right, and I knew when, like, Gruden was looking at me, he was like, oh, he's seeing things, these answers are right. Okay, I feel good. He'd walk away. If I came off the field and was like, I don't really know what happened there,
right,
I could tell he'd be like, oh, gosh, oh, shit. Like, he'd look at me like I was trying to fakely be nice, like, oh, yeah, you're in control. But he was really, I could see in his eyes being like, he fucking didn't see anything in that coverage right there, right? And I think those are things you get when you're on the sideline. You get a feel for the game a little bit more, the flow, the intensity, and just the people's emotions. And I think that can go a long way for a play caller.
And also, in this day and age, I mean, so Zach Robinson's going to move down. Is there not at least 1 or 2 staff members that are up in the booth that are on comms?
Definitely.
That can say, hey, they're rotating the safety like this. Hey, on 3rd down, they're playing press man every time. Like, we're in an era where these are billion-dollar franchises.
Yes, there's all of that. And so that's why you don't need to be up in the booth. And here's another aspect that I think is worth breaking down just a little bit. When you're in the booth and things aren't going good, yeah, the guy in the booth, the office guy, he's yelling at the other coaches and, hey, get your guys right. We're messing this up. We're messing that up, blah, blah, blah. But again, if he's on the field, he knows he can't act like that. He can't, right?
Get punched in the face.
Yeah. It's going to make everybody tense and like, oh my gosh, our play caller is all flustered.
Right.
I guess we need to be flustered. Okay, so that is like when you're on the field, Zach Robinson's going to go like he's going to know he can't do that type of stuff. You got to keep everybody cool. Hey, yeah, you threw 2 interceptions, but I got to stay cool because we can still win the game. I'm not going to go crazy and pull my hair out. Now the guy throws 3 other interceptions because he's feeling the stress of me and the team we're playing. Also, now, like, okay, so you have that, and you got, okay, the guy on the play call, the play caller on the field. I used to love, now I get to call up to the booth, and it's not the OC, it's the quarterback coach or whatever. And he's usually in the fight with you a little bit,
right,
and he can make you feel comfortable. Like, hey, hey, how do you feel out there? You probably could have hit that throw, blah, blah, blah there, but stay in it. You're playing well. You have that. Where, again, the other way around is, hey, we're not doing good. The OC play caller up in the booth is on all the coaches, and now you can tell the position coaches are all uptight and trying to say things to us. And now I call on the booth, and because he's not down here kind of feeling the temperature of the football team, he's kind of hot and mad too. And then you get on the phone, and you get off the phone, you go, man, I feel like I'm playing like shit. It's only it's only 2 drives in the game, but we're in panic mode, and I feel like I'm playing like shit already. So I feel like those things will be ironed out a little bit. Now the quarterback's going to feel like, hey, he's in the fight with me here. He understands what I'm seeing and going through, and he understands where my head and my emotions are, and I think those will all be positive things for a young quarterback in Michael Penix Jr.
So Falcons are at home next week against the Commanders,
Right.
who, I mean, listen, the Commanders are a good team, but we know you could throw on them a little bit.
Right.
What should they do out of the gate to just get his confidence going again?
Well,
like, what do you think he's good at right now?
yeah, I would like this. I think they missed play action pass a little bit in their offense. I think they're a little bit like run the ball and then it's like shotgun, throw the ball down the field. There's no mixture of. I feel like it's one or the other. And as we talked about with other good offenses on yesterday's pod or other pods, where the play action pass and marrying that with that is, to me, one, it simplifies the game for the quarterback. It usually gives you a clean look in the back end that way. And their number one thing they have on their offense right now is Bijan Robinson.
Yes.
I feel like they could still be a little bit more stubborn running the football and tie the run game together with the play action pass game a little bit better, because Michael Penix, I mean, again, like we talked about, yeah, it's rough right now, but you let him play action pass and give him time. I'm still going to bet that as time goes on, he's going to gash you with big plays down the football field that way. But it feels like, and I know you're looking up some numbers, so I'm interested to hear what you say. Yeah, when I watch them to my eye, it's like run the ball, and then when we're going to pass, we're just going to be in shotgun, and we're going to kind of show you we're in pass. And that's all there is to it. Now, tell me if I'm right or wrong with those feelings.
You're spot on. I'm kind of floored by this, and this is something that the coaching staff needs to be better with him. So in terms of play-action dropbacks this year, Matthew Stafford leads the league with 41. Daniel Jones is right behind him with 40.
Two good offenses.
Justin Herbert is third with 38.
Offense, right.
So keep all of that in mind.
Right.
Michael Penix only has taken 21 play-action dropbacks. That is tied with a lot of different quarterbacks for the 23rd in the league. Yeah. It's him, J.J. McCarthy, who didn't even start.
Right.
Obviously,
has that already.
The last game has that already.
Right.
Bryce Young, which they are always throwing the ball, because besides this game, they've been down 20-3 at both halves.
Right.
Mac Jones hasn't played a full season, so that's why he's right behind him with 20.
Yeah. So there's guys that have played 2 games. There's 2 guys that played 2 games.
That's
on
the
that
group
list right there.
he's with right now.
Right.
It's honestly the entire group. Like Jaden Daniels missed a game. He's down there. Jake Browning hasn't been a full-time starter. He's behind him. Basically, out of all of the quarterbacks that have started all 3 weeks of the season,
he's last.
He's essentially last.
Right. That shouldn't be. That
you have Bijan Robinson.
With that O-line and Bijan Robinson, that doesn't make sense.
It's
and I
crazy.
think that's where I look at, and I'm again, sometimes my feel is right, because I worry about when I say comments like that to you live on a podcast, because I'm like, I didn't study the film week 1.
No, usually.
And week 2, I was watching Sunday Night Football, but didn't study the film either. So I just wanted to make sure my feels were right there. But yeah, that would be one area I would look at for sure that can improve in their offense.
This is my entire argument with analytics. Yeah. Analytics aren't something that should be telling you what to do. They should be a pathway to confirm what you think you're seeing. That is how analytics should work.
That agreed.
So, like, I'm watching tape, I'm seeing this. Is this just I've caught 5 plays like this, or is this 80% of the time?
Right.
Go back to the analytics, and they'll tell you.
And self-scout thyself.
And self-scout
some things, right.
And that is the point. Michael Penix play action rate is one of the lowest in the entire league. We're going to take a quick break here, but when we're back, you might be cheating on this Chargers defense, Chris.
I have a mistress.
You got a mistress, and we're going to break them down after this.
I have a side piece.
Big Ten Saturday night. Yes, it's the whiteout game. Oregon going to Happy Valley to take on Penn State. It doesn't get any better than this, Chris.
Man.
I cannot wait for this.
No, this is going to be awesome. We're going to be there, pregame show. I mean, we're not going to be there, but we'll be in the studio here all over it. Connor Rogers, myself. And, I mean, I just to give a little preview. First off, I mean, Drew Aller, I think, is better than people give him credit for.
Sure.
When I watch Penn State and break them down a little bit on film, I go, some of the problems people put on Drew Aller are not Drew Aller problems. They're Penn State offensive problems, right? So I stick up for him there. He's big. He does have a strong arm. He moves a little bit better than people give him credit for. But the kid at Oregon.
Dante Moore?
What?
Yeah.
Dante Moore is on his way to being a top 10 pick in the NFL draft.
He is technically eligible.
Is
a lot of
he
people don't
eligible?
realize this.
Okay.
If he has
because
a
he was UCLA, he sat behind Dylan last year, and he could do that. You're right.
if he has a monster year, he is eligible to go to the draft.
Hey, I'll tell everybody, enjoy Saturday night. Watch this. This is going to be a good game. Oregon's really good. They're the most under-talked about team in the top 10. They're flying under the radar, and they're talented. We know Penn State's talented, but watch this quarterback from Oregon. I'm telling you, he gives me little vibes of like a Jaden Daniel, Jordan Love combination. I was blown away. Last week was the first time I really watched him on film.
He's been great.
And his arm is big time. He very good seer and reader of the field. And, of course, if he needs to run and go get 20, he can do that too. But, yeah, he looks like a guy that's really got some big-time potential as far as NFL draft is concerned.
He's been unchallenged, so this is going to be – talk about being thrown into the fire finally. And James Franklin and Penn State, like, they need a signature win here. You got to – and Drew Aller needs a signature win. For all the good he's done,
yeah, exactly.
It's time to step up against the better teams.
Exactly
That game is going to be amazing. I'm so happy we have it.
Yep.
It's time, though, for Rookie of the Week, Chris. And this one, I mean, you were texting about how much fun you had watching the Browns defense.
Yep.
I jumped into the All-22, and I found a Rookie of the Week that I don't know how many people have heard of this Rookie of the Week because he wasn't drafted. Adin Huntington, their kind of chess piece defensive lineman. He's a UDFA out of Tulane. He also had transferred previously from Kent State and Louisiana Monroe. He's a freak athlete.
Yep.
He only played, I think, 18 snaps in this game. He's a rotational player, so he played 24 snaps.
He popped a lot.
He had a half sack with Myles Garrett.
Yep.
The way this guy can shoot a gap, and he's got an array of pass rush moves, and he's an explosive run defender. I cannot – and I missed on this guy. I'm not going to pretend like, I was all over him before the draft. He's a great tester, and the Browns are finding defensive linemen like it's nothing right now. That's how they were able to give away Jawan Briggs to the Jets. Because they're like, we have 40 different defensive linemen.
They're
killers.
deep as hell. They're deep as hell on the defensive line. You know, this was the first time I took the deep dive into Cleveland on the defensive side of the ball. And like you a little bit, I was like, wait, who's this guy? Hold on. I gotta look at who. Oh, that's Tryon Shianko. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, Isaiah McGuire. Okay, yep, he's wearing 57. I mean, I felt like, shit, Shelby Harris is there, right? I just it was one after another where I was like, oh gosh.
Wait, okay. Mason Graham was on the Browns. I forgot.
Right. I mean, they're just deep as hell. Yep. You know, even Devin Bush at linebacker, forgot he was there. He's getting some run, right? So I'm with you there. I mean, impressive. And, you know, to your point of like what you just said, but them shooting the gaps and all that, I mean, they all can shoot the gaps. They're incredible. To do what they did, I'll echo, I said this on Sunday night a little bit, but this doesn't change. I mean, 4-man rush, they were getting there was plays where, you know, I'm watching the coverage a little bit, watching and going, damn, they got after him first. So let me see, what kind of blitz did they bring here? And I'd go, oh, shit, no blitz. Oh, whoa, right. No blitz? They got there like that with no blitz? I mean, that's, to me, was just unbelievable. And we got to give Jim Schwartz a lot of credit. And this is the NFL. If you think, I had a great year playing this defense, and like Jim Schwartz learned 2 years ago, they were the best defense in football. They go get torched against the Houston Texans the wild card round. I felt like last year they kind of came back with the same attack, and people were like, we're ready for you guys this year. Yep. We got plays to attack that crazy aggressive man-to-man blitz, all this stuff. And now he's gone back to the lab with the pen and the pad, and he's like, I got to get my label off. And he basically goes, wait, I got to change it up. I got to change some things I'm doing. People are onto me. And you can see that, and they have the talent to do it, let alone a great scheme, and they are scary good on the defensive side of the ball.
Let's jump into how they pulled it off against the Packers, because for a lot of people, this was a shock. I believe the spread was almost in double-digit territory for this one, and the defense just completely stifled them. Notably that the Packers offensive line, which dealt with some injuries in this one, Zach Tom gets injured right away. Aaron Banks got hurt in the second half.
Yeah, that hurt them.
It hurt them, but I don't think the Packers interior blocked them all day anyway.
No, it didn't really matter, right? I mean, I don't know if it really changes the game overall. I think the first thing you got to talk, we know Myles Garrett's great. You know, a guy like Malik Collins, who's kind of been on some teams, but this is a scheme that fits him, really, even though it's year 10 in his career. He's a guy that, shoot the gap, slant. He's a chaos creator. He's more of an athletic D tackle rather than I hold my ground in this gap and do that. So that fits him. And then Mason Graham. I mean, first off, Mason Graham doesn't look like a D tackle. he looks like he's a big D end.
Yeah.
Right? And then you look at it and you go, damn, he's 295, 300 pounds. Holy crap. Like, he's bigger than I thought he was, right? But he moves like that. That's the crazy thing. And he's 315. Sorry, I said 300. I mean, he moves like a guy that you would go, oh, he must be 6'3", 272, 275, something like that. But his ability to just throw defenders off, or like you just talked about, like I'm in the A gap on this side and they're going to say set hut, and I'm going to move to the other A gap on the other side of the center on set hut, and now get on the edge of the center and get in Jordan Love's face. I mean, he's incredible at that. I mean, they got some real disruptors on that side of the ball.
I don't think your eye test is wrong about Graham, though. I know he's listed a certain way, but the combine he was 296.
Okay, so I'm probably right around 300. Yeah, he's probably right around.
Yeah, and it looks that way on tape.
Right,
and for context of how bad of a day this was for Jordan Love, thanks to that front. Week 2 against the Commanders, 13.2 air yards per attempt. That's the highest mark by any quarterback in any game this season. Week 3 against the Browns, 1.9 air yards. That's the lowest mark by a quarterback in a game over the last 2 seasons. So talk about Jekyll and Hyde.
Definitely.
Like when he went up against the Commanders, it was like, yeah, time for a picnic, and I can throw the ball around the yard. Right. When he went up against the Browns, did you see the clip of one of his offensive linemen screaming run after Myles Garrett beat him? They have I believe.
I did not see this.
I think it's Myles Garrett is mic'd up, or they have sound.
Right.
And Myles Garrett, with an inside move, smokes an offensive lineman immediately, and the offensive lineman goes, "Jordan, run!"
I love it. I love when
but it sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah, right.
And then Myles Garrett is on the sideline, like telling the story to everybody.
That's
Everyone's
great. I
dying
gotta check
laughing.
That out. I gotta. I
but
love
that's how this day went.
Yeah, I love a tackle that says "Watch out" or "Hey, watch it, Chris."
Yeah,
whatever.
That's what it was.
Because he's feeling it. He's like, oh, I don't want to get my friend killed here. Yeah, they just got so many ballers that way. I think the first thing is, and to your point of what you're just saying with the air yards and all of that, the Browns can play man-to-man, but they don't live in man-to-man like they have the last 2 years. In fact, in this game, it was primarily zone. And I think they probably, and this is where they can be a little different, right? Washington, not real big up front necessarily, and they want to play single safety defenses. And that, to me, fits Green Bay. Green Bay wants to attack down the field like we've talked about. They want to attack down the field, run the ball, and throw screens. That's all. That's really what it is. And we talked on other shows. It's a great formula to have. But within this game here, like, first off, the team speed of the Cleveland Browns on the defensive side of the ball, I think, is up there with anybody in football, if not the fastest. Right? It's incredible.
The linebackers are absurd.
Insane. I mean, Carson Schlesinger is awesome.
It's like a safety.
He's exactly
speed
right.
wise.
He's awesome, and yet he brings it and hits like a middle linebacker.
Yep.
Jerome Baker, we know, can really run. Devin Bush looks really fast. When they get into nickel and move guys around and stuff, and now, Delpit gets down in the box and does that. That adds to it. So they got so many pieces that way that mess with you. But in this game, too, right, you got to have the confidence where they were like, yeah, we watched the Washington game against Green Bay. We saw Green Bay throwing bombs everywhere. We're not going to let that happen. But within that, you got to have a really good front seven that you can trust. And their front seven and the chaos they create, they ruin run schemes. They ruin them. So the Packers like to pull linemen and all that, but it's hard sometimes to pull linemen block down when people are slanting and stunting different ways. And there were so many plays where they tried to pull linemen, and the pulled linemen run into people as they're trying to pull because they're like, wait, Mason Graham shot this gap, and now I can't pull because he's in my way. He got into the backfield. The Browns are one of those teams, I think early on, you got to just go straight ahead run like we talked about with like the Detroit Lions against the Ravens.
Yeah.
And yesterday's pod.
Go right at them.
Just go right at them. Let's go double teams first. Let's not try to do a lot of moving parts because it's too hard to figure it all out with all the stuff they do on that side of the ball. But the team speed, the chaos they create, the front four stunts, right? They ruin the blocking schemes. And within that allows them against a team like Green Bay, for the most part, to play coverage on the back end. And they're mixing up their coverages at a beautiful rate right now with Jim Schwartz.
So that's what I wanted to look up
Yeah.
when you said, like, this is a team that we know runs a lot of man, but it was actually the zone in this game that was really effective.
Right.
After the first quarter, so the second quarter to fourth quarter, they started to run cover 3 and quarters.
Right.
Jordan Love had 9 dropbacks against cover 3 and quarters. He threw for 15 total yards against them and was sacked twice.
Right.
Basically, cover 3 and quarters, there was zero answer.
No, zero.
It was actually more negative plays.
Zero. Cover 3 quarters. Quarters helps in the run game. Their safeties can get down there pretty quick. Right. Cover 3, usually another guy in the box, so that helps in the run game too. The other reason I like the zone aspect of them is, okay, our front four is getting there. Let's just keep our eyes on the quarterback, right? Let's read his eyes. That's how you got the pick at the end of the game, right? Or they throw a screen, or Jordan Love's run, or they throw a ball underneath in coverage, or Jordan Love runs. Our eyes are on you, and we're the fastest defense in football. So now we're going to close on it. And even though you thought, oh, they're playing a deep zone coverage, you checked it down because our pass rush got there, and you just went, oh, I got to get it into my hands to the guy that's like 5 yards down the field. But since everybody's eyes are watching it, by the time that guy, hey, he's open, our coverage is deep covering those, he catches it, he turns upfield, they're all over that guy once again. And that, to me, is the right thing to do against certain teams. And this was the right thing to do against this team. And that's where I was impressed with Jim Schwartz and all the things he did on the defensive side.
You brought up the interception, which was in the fourth quarter. That's a 3rd and 3. And they rushed a basic 4-man front, but they basically kept every coverage defender right at the sticks. They had no fear of somebody getting over the top of them.
They will play and take some chances.
And listen, you had to get the ball back because you're down in the situation at the end of the game. But this is one where if Jordan Love drops back and goes, I know I have 5 seconds here, somebody's going to get over the top with no help.
Definitely.
I mean, you could see it right here. Like, look how they're lined up.
So it's 3 receivers to the left, and the 3 receivers to the left basically all run slants, right? But this is where Jordan Love messes up. I think he thinks it's man, and it's not man. It's cover 3. Right? It's cover 3. You see the one safety who was down. He's dropping
back to the middle.
But they're giving you a bastard look. And within that, he thinks it's man. But
they're lined up like man.
Exactly. It's a great disguise. Yes. It's a great disguise. So because they're going, they're going to man. They're going to do a quick throw here. He's in Matt LaFleur's head. He's going, I know what's coming here, basically, is what he's telling you. So Grant Delpit, who's lined up over the tight end, making it look like he's going to play man-to-man, he's going, I'm not in man. I got another zone guy inside me. Go ahead, run in there.
And he jumped all over it.
And Jordan Love goes, wait, it's man. And he sees Grant Delpit take maybe one step at first in the inside, but Grant Delpit reads his eyes right away and goes, wait, no. I know there's another slant coming on the outside, and I'm supposed to be there for my next guy just like the guy inside of me was there for me, right? And so on, and he undercuts it. And that, of course, is the play of the game. With all this we're saying, okay, if Jordan Love doesn't throw this ball right here, they win the football game. They win the football game. They, in a lot of ways, played this right. This was a tough game. This defense is awesome. Our defense is awesome. Let's just be conservative, and we'll win by 10 points. It might be 13-3 or 10-3, whatever. But they makes that play right there. Delpit returns to the 4, and they score a touchdown the next play, and all of a sudden, oh, shit, it's 10-10. And then even within that, they did the right things to get down there in field goal position, and Denzel Ward makes the play. But it's still amazing. The Browns, not a great offense, not able to do much other than Quinshon Judkins and a few runs. But here they are. They hung in because their defense is incredible. I mean, incredible with what they do. And this is one of the better offenses in football. And they made it Strugglesville for all of them to just, hey, we're going to hang around. We're going to hang around. And they finally made their play that helps them win the football game. Man, it's not easy to do that, but they got the type of talent, and this won't be the last time they win a game because of this defense.
How many points do you think the Browns are underdogs against the Lions next week?
Oh,
I was a little surprised.
It's probably 12 again or something like that.
It's 8.5.
It's 8.5.
But I still think, I just think this is how they'll play.
Yeah, I do. What you worry about is do they get worn out having to just hold down.
Being on the field a lot?
All the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is a team that I think Detroit will protect better than Green Bay.
Yeah, Jordan Love took a beating.
And I think I would take Detroit's receivers too. Right?
They can run.
They can run and get over it. And they're like some of those plays where you went, wait, the safeties are down. They're really like, if they throw a ball,
they're going to go by.
Like Detroit's going to go,
Williams.
We're going to figure out how to block this,
Yes.
and we're going to take that shot, right? So that's where I think there's a little bit of a different element to this game here with maybe a scarier offensive attack or just a better matchup there for them. But like would I be shocked if it's like we're sitting there early fourth quarter, to your point, and it's like 14-6,
right,
or something
one possession
like that?
game.
Right, they're hanging around. You just worry about there's so much pressure on them. Does eventually they just wear out, or having to call an aggressive play comes back to bite them in the ass, and the Detroit gets an easy touchdown somehow? That's where I could see the 8-point spread just because of that, I guess. Right.
We're gonna take one last break. When we're back, we're looking at the best matchups of Week 4 right after this. Week 4, what's more likely? We've done this before here, Chris. Kind of a way to preview, an early preview of some of the games, and talk about some of the weird trends that have happened the previous week. Let's start with...
I don't know about you, but this is the first time, like, I don't look forward too much. I mean, I kind of know some of the big games.
No, Sam, this is the final recap day.
Today is the day where I'm finally like, and like, we're going to look at some games here, and I promise you, I'm getting my first reaction.
Which is great. That's the point of this.
Yeah,
this is
good,
like
good.
What?
Right.
Rather than I've watched 49 snaps of them in man coverage, and I'm telling you, this is like a little bit more natural.
Okay.
We like to do both here. All right, Sunday Night Football, the Packers. It's Micah Parsons' return to Dallas. The Packers are 2-1. Dallas is 1-2. Micah Parsons has 2+ sacks, or Rashawn Gary does, is our first what's more likely.
Yeah. You got to think. Okay, I'm going to go with Rashawn Gary.
You want the context of why? People listening might
Give
be like, why that?
Everything in your text and all of that.
People might be like, why is that a question? Well, Parsons has 1.5 sacks this season. He does have a team high 15 total pressures. Rashawn Gary has 4.5 sacks this year.
I know. And he's a damn good player. And we've all forgot talking about
it. Yeah, no. He's just
now
totally
he's
forgotten, man.
I'm single every time. Nobody ever chips me or doubles me.
I love my life.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, it is awesome. And I love Rashawn Gary. He's from Jersey. I've been watching him since he was in high school. But, to your point, too, with Michael Parsons, right? I know on Sunday I was like, wow, that was the first time in a while I just felt like, Myles Garrett was the best player on the defense that day. Even better than Michael Parsons. And as rarely I say that. But you sent a text out, and go ahead, give us some of that info there as far as Michael Parsons still in that game the other day against that Browns offense was all over the place with pressures and everything.
That's the thing with Micah Parsons. It goes so much further than the sacks.
Right.
I mean, you just look at him and he generates. And the thing is, teams, and I mean, you're a quarterback, quarterbacks look before the snap and they go, well, if he gets off the ball as fast as I think he's going to get off the ball.
You're peaking right away.
You treat him differently. That's the point.
Yes.
So when you look at him right now, I mean, even against the Browns, he still had 2 quarterback hits and 3 hurries.
Yep.
Against the Commanders the previous week, he had a sack, 2 quarterback hits, and 5 hurries. And keep in mind, he started the year on a pitch count.
Yeah.
But his snaps have gone from 30 to 47 to 51.
Yeah.
So
he's
it's
amazing.
coming. It's coming.
Only reason I'll go with Rashawn Gary here is I feel like Jerry Jones is going to be like, whatever you do, do not let Micah Parsons go off on us. I don't care if we lose 52 to nothing. We're not going to let Micah Parsons get 5 sacks today, right? So I guess there's that. And hey, they do have a little bit of an advantage of, they know the player. So those old linemen, they're not going to be as shocked about as maybe other teams that haven't got to experience Michael Parsons yet. So you're going to make me pick one or the other. I'm going to go with Rashawn Gary.
Yeah, but maybe Green Bay on the flip side goes we really want to show off.
Maybe
we're going to do the craziest stuff we can to get him a couple, a couple of free runs on a stunt. All right, the next one, the Eagles, who are 3-0, are at Tampa Bay, who's 3-0 by the skin of their teeth. The Bucs have had a game-winning drive from Baker Mayfield all 3 games at the end. Yep. Baker Mayfield. All right, so what's more likely? Baker Mayfield has over 300 pass yards or under 200. His last 2 games against the Eagles, 342 passing yards a game, 5 touchdowns, 0 picks. But the reason this question exists, the Eagles haven't allowed a 200-yard passer yet this season.
Yeah, this is a good one here. I like this question. We got no Mike Evans.
Right.
Chris Godwin might be coming back this week.
You would think, because why wouldn't you put him on IR for the first 4 weeks if he wasn't coming back this week?
There's those inklings out there that it seems like they're going to do that.
Right.
So, I'm going to go under 200 yards.
Wow.
I am. Here's the other aspect. The Tampa Bay O-line. Let's say I think we're going to get Wirfs back, right?
That's the point. He didn't go on IR either.
But we're going to still miss 2 other guys, I think, on the offensive line.
Gadecki and Mock are both on IR.
Right. So that's where I look at it and go, If you're going to make me pick one or the other, yeah, I don't think they're throwing for 300 on Philadelphia's defense or above 300. I'm going to go below the 200 mark, right? And that's not easy to say. But, yeah, I think that they're going to have to be careful about how much they drop back, how long they hold the ball with the injuries on that line, with this defensive line coming to town. And, yeah, I think the Eagles, the one thing they've showed me here through 3 games is that their secondary is damn good and they're mixing it up the right way. So, yeah, tough one there, but I'm going to go under the 200 yards.
This will definitely be the biggest test for Emeka Egbuka because it's nice life when you have Mike Evans across you. And Emeka Egbuka's been amazing.
Yes.
But he might get treated a little differently in this game depending on how much Chris Godwin can go.
I would think so. He might get either the doubles or he's going to get the Quinyon Mitchell treatment.
The island.
I mean, it could something there, but you're right. They're going to try to take him away.
Our next one is kind of the something's got to give. The Ravens are 1-2. They're at Kansas City, who's 1-2. Raise your hand if you thought that would have been the case 3 weeks into the season. I don't think anybody would raise their hand. Patrick Mahomes has more rushing yards than Lamar Jackson, or vice versa. Keep in mind they are first and second in quarterback rushing yards this season. Mahomes has 125. Lamar has 118.
It's incredible. They're both the legs are going to be a big part of their game here. I'm going to go with Jackson. And my reason is really just because of, I think, how the defenses are going to attack. I think Baltimore is going to be able to play zones and keep eyes on Mahomes because they're going to be like, I don't think you guys run the ball that good. You're not Detroit. You're not going to just be able to do that on us, right? So that's where I kind of look at it as not being as big a factor as, not having to load the line of scrimmage and worry about that. So I think that lends to, more eyes on Mahomes, and he can't scramble as much. The other side of that is I go, Baltimore can run the ball, and Kansas City knows that. This is not going to be the Giants game. So they're going to have to get into situations where they're going to load the box and play man-to-man. And to me, that's when it becomes scary for Lamar running the ball, right?
If he gets free,
he gets free, breaks one one guy gets out of their rush lane, or they blitz too aggressively and he just gets outside the pocket. It's like, who's going to be there now? You guys got all these people in here worried about Derrick Henry, and your man-to-man with Zay Flowers and Bateman down the field, and there's nobody looking for Lamar. So I'll go with Lamar just because of that element.
The Vikings, who are 2-1, they're at Pittsburgh, who's also 2-1.
Yeah.
What's more likely, the Vikings defense forces 2+ turnovers, or the Steelers defense does? Vikings forced 5 takeaways last week against Jake Browning's Bengals. They have 7 on the season. The Steelers forced 5 takeaways last week at New England.
It's amazing.
These are 2 teams that are clearly just built on the backs of their defense. So this will probably be Carson Wentz against Aaron Rodgers.
No, it's definitely Carson.
I mean, I don't think McCarthy is going to be ready.
I don't think he's
yet.
even close from what I know a little bit.
Okay.
I think it's a little ways away. It's a high ankle sprain or something of that nature.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
These teams might run the ball or try to run the ball so much. Do you think either team gets to?
Well, I hear you there. I'm going to say that the Steelers D gets the 2 turnovers.
Okay.
Because Aaron Rodgers is going to watch the film last week and go, wait, we can beat these guys as long as I don't this up or do something stupid here, right?
He played them in London last year.
Right.
So he just saw Flores' Minnesota.
So he's going to know a little bit. Right. That's a good point by you. And I think he'll know what he's dealing with and how crazy that defense can be in coverage. And I believe he's going to be careful. So I just have more faith in Rodgers, I guess, what I'm telling you, than Carson Wentz. The Steelers defense isn't nearly as creative or crazy as what the Vikings do. But I'm going to play the fact of Carson Wentz, this type of game, things won't be as easy. There's going to be a little more pressure on him to make plays. The Steelers defense is going to get a little bit better, I think, each week. At least I'm hoping for that. They've been making plays really throughout the year so far to this point. I'm going to go with the Steelers D forces the 2+ turnovers.
The Browns 1-2 at Detroit, who is now 2-1 after beating the Ravens. What's more likely, Jared Goff is sacked 3+ times or not at all? Jared Goff has not been sacked the last 2 weeks, but he did take 4 sacks week 1 against the Packers.
Yeah.
The Browns are 3rd in the NFL with 11 sacks. They had 5 against Green Bay last week.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 3+ here. Yeah. I just think and it's not that I just think they're going to steamroll here. I just think Detroit's the type of team that's like, they're to anybody they play, they're kind of like we're going to do what we do. We're good enough to still throw the ball down the field and all that. And I think you'll have a few times where, the pass rush wins, but also a few times where he's going to drop back and they're going to be like, I think we know what coverage is. Uh-oh, what? This is not the coverage I thought it was. Hold on, and that's kind of what happened in the Packer game. I think he got coverage, got him a few times, and then it was like, oh, wait, I can't throw it there, and then the pocket collapses. So I'll go with the 3+ times, but 4 sacks is a lot for that Lions offensive line. That's gutsy one right there.
Our last one, the Colts, the undefeated Colts with Indiana Jones. They are at the Rams, who are 2-1. What's more likely? Jonathan Taylor has under 80 rushing yards or over 120. Jonathan Taylor leads the NFL with 338 rushing yards through 3 games, but the Rams held Saquon Barkley to just 46 rushing yards.
It's a matchup league. It's a matchup league. And don't just look at it and go, oh, 1 week they stopped this team. The next week they should stop that team in that same area. No. You're able to stop Saquon because you played Philadelphia and you go, well, they don't do much in the passing game, so we can take some chances, right? We have a good feel when 2 receivers are in this split right here. We kind of know which direction they go. So let's get a lot of people to the line of scrimmage and we can kind of play a 3-on-2 zone over these 2 receivers over here and all that. They're not going to be able to do that against the Colts. The Colts, if you're too aggressive and we're going to be in your face, run defense, and do all that stuff, they will expose you down the football field, right? So, again, 120 is a lot, but I think he's going to go over 80, and if you're going to make me pick either one of these two, I'm going to say, yes, it's over 120, because I think the Rams are going to look at this too. For one, we know the Colts got a good O-line. They do. Steichen puts you in more schematical binds than the Eagles do, and I think because of that, that's going to lead, the Rams are going to watch film this week and go, damn, I mean, the Colts, when they drop back to pass, it's like 25, 30, 45-yard throw every freaking time. They're attacking. We can't, get up in the face and get up the line of scrimmage like we did against the Eagles and just do that. Or rush 5 or 6 and have them there to stop the run and have these big windows in the passing game. Steichen will run some play action and they'll protect it, and we'll have Tyler Warren and Alec Pierce down the field, and there'll be huge holes, and Danny Dimes is going to hit it. So I'm going to play that he gets over 120 here, even though that's going out on a major limb.
And to aid your belief, another reason he gets these numbers is last week against Tennessee, he had a 46-yard run.
Right.
And then the week before that against the Broncos, he had a 68-yard run.
He usually breaks off a big one.
He generally, once upon a time, he was a New Jersey track star, Jonathan Taylor. And then you watch him on the NFL field, you're like, oh, yeah, I forgot how fast
I know. He's, to me, the most under-the-radar, under-talked-about offensive superstar in the league. I don't, and I've had this conversation a few times lately where I just go, we talk about all the great running backs, and sometimes he gets left out of the conversation. I want to go, man, he's as dangerous as they come.
I think the 2 things that have worked against him that are finally not is, one, getting banged up, which has been kind of bad luck injuries more than he's injury prone. The second thing is
what McCourty said.
The quarterback challenges depth of the field
100
that he has room to run.
Exactly right.
It's that simple.
Exactly. Ask Saquon Barkley when he was with the Giants. Exactly right.
The same exact thing.
Exactly right. I love these stories. I love these type of stories where people just blame one guy and you go, no, come on. It's the ultimate team sport. They need a little help, even when you're a freak of nature like Jonathan Taylor. All right, we did it. You the man.
The double headers.
You the man, homie. All right.
Dab.
Way to go. We got tomorrow. We got week 4 picks with Florio. You'll hear that. Man, I had a bad beat with that Rams game. Rams was my one of my picks of the week.
One of the worst bad beats I've seen in a long time.
I'm like, if they missed the field goal, I don't care. I told everybody this is the best bet. What? He's picking it up? I'm still mad at the holder for not cradling the ball. He jumped on the ball and let it come out, and Davis got it.
Well, in fact, no one caught him.
No. Because I was like, somebody run!
Yeah, I picked the Rams in a pool, and not a survivor pool, so it wasn't catastrophic, but you still want them to cover.
Yep.
And I'm like, how is no one catching him?
Yeah, I know. It killed
me.
It killed me. So my point was that my pick was right. Sometimes you just get bad beats, and that's what that happened there. But yeah, week 4 picks with Flory. You'll see that tomorrow. Connor Rogers, you the man as always. Peace out, homies. We'll see you Sunday night. Sunday night, we'll be in Dallas for Green Bay and the Dallas Cowboys, and we'll be doing the pod from the parking lot with Devin McCourty. Everybody be good. Watch us on college football Saturday night.
Right. Whiteout game.
Whiteout game. Peace out, homies. We'll see you next time. Yo, homies, it's time to watch some games. That's right. We're on to the NFL season here with Chris Sims Unbuttoned.
Hit subscribe to get our weekly picks, Sunday night recaps after every game, and much, much more.
Thanks for watching. Peace out, homies. Remember, subscribe. Peace out.